Oftentimes, home buyers hear the word incentives in connection to the home loan, especially when dealing with the home builders. Can you explain what home loan incentives are and how do they work?
So again, Oleg, this is going to be dependent on the loan officer that you're working with, the bank that they work for, what their volume level is, that individual loan officer, because each loan officer usually has some leeway to offer incentives to a buyer. The more they produce, the more likely they are to get that approved with their bank, right? Because they've sort of provided enough income for the bank that they can turn around and then ask for a favor to get some discounted pricing. It's usually going to be based on how qualified is the buyer, how hard are we going to have to work on this loan, how many processors and underwriters, how many times are we going to have to look at the file. So if you have a really, really strong buyer with a decent sized down payment that's maybe not self-employed, because those are a little bit extra work, it's much easier to get pricing concessions approved with those. But I can tell you, as a general practice for me, when I'm talking to somebody who's dealing with the builder, I usually ask them to provide me with a copy of the loan estimate from the builder, and then I'll take it and try to match it. But if we can't match or beat it, it's our job, in my opinion, to be advocates for the customer, the home buyer. And so if they can truly get a better deal from the builder's lender, then I will always advise them to go with that offer, because I think this is the biggest purchase of your life. You want to make sure that you're, getting the best terms that you can. On the other hand, the other thing to consider is when you're dealing with the builder's lender, it's typically a loan officer and potentially even a bank that doesn't do much business outside of those builder loans. And so, they maybe don't have the same kind of follow-up and customer service and hand-holding that a lot of, especially first-time buyers, need. So you just kind of have to weigh it out and see what your priorities are. One of the analogies that I often use is, are you the person that goes to the grocery store and buys Tide? Or are you the person that goes to the grocery store and buys the Walmart brand or whatever store brand laundry detergent? In some cases, you're willing to pay more for a better product. And I feel like that's what I bring to the table with my experience and knowledge is, especially if you have a tricky situation, you're going to want a very experienced and well-educated loan officer to help you through that process. So it might cost more, but it very well could be worth it, Oleg.
Thank you for explaining that. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Oleg Sedletsky, your Dallas area realtor. This video is part of my conversation with local loan originator Wrayanne Williams. You can find the link to the full video in the description below.